Congresswoman Ilhan Omar has actually praised the president's handling of this crisis, this war that we're engaged in on this virus.
Actually, what it shows is there's still some humanity left in a lot of people who understand these are trying times for a lot of people. This is well beyond politics. I think we're seeing positivity being spread amongst people in Washington and around the world. I do believe we're on a precipice of a really interesting time in American politics. Our producer kind of mentioned it feels a little bit like it did immediately following 9/11. Where people started to actually become one and become unified and start to say positive things. It's important things. So this was from Representative Omar. It was actually a retweet first with a comment. The tweet came from Lee Fang, who is a journalist for The Intercept, not exactly a highly conservative company. But they said, Trump suspending mortgage foreclosures, demanding cash payments to Americans, now evoking the Defense Protection Act to force private firms to produce needed supplies is incredible. Kind of a shell shock for anyone who reported on any economic policies in the Obama years. And then double down, like I said, Representative Omar, not exactly a fan of the president, not exactly a fan of a lot of the people who listen to this show, very publicly loud and brutal against people, said, politics aside, this is incredible, and the right response in a critical time with a hands clapping emoji, and then followed it up, doubled down, said, finally, we should never let politics get in the way of good policy. This is a great start, and hope others will be part of the united front to push for good policies that will help us work through the economic anxiety that the country is feeling right now. So that is folks, you're seeing a massive change when you just think just a couple weeks ago this would never have happened.
We don't have to agree on everything in order to work together now, and Jay, we're starting to see that. I mean, we saw it when the House passed the initial Senate bill by unanimous consent. We saw it again yesterday as the Senate passed by a vote of 90-8 the bill that Speaker Pelosi put together. And Jay, there are a lot of Republican senators in that chamber that didn't like everything in this bill, and they passed it anyway because they have to work together. They're working on that third bill we talked about. And Jay, based on the comments out of Speaker Pelosi's office, I fully expect she would do the same thing. Once the Senate passes this, I think you're going to see the House pass it unchanged, really starting to work together.
The act is being called, the Family's First Coronavirus Response Act. Can we go over kind of the basics of what this is now allowing?
On the bill that passed last night, there is a summary here of what it's doing. It's not the end, though, so I want to caution people. They're going to start hearing from some of their employers that maybe all of their needs aren't met. That's what's coming in Phase 3 of the bill. But, Jay, it creates a federal emergency paid leave program for employees that have to miss time during this. It provides more free testing. It gives grants to states for processing payment claims. It also requires employers to provide that paid sick leave. I've heard from some companies, Jay, who say, well, they're just going to take the compensation and not provide it. This bill will not allow for that. Again, and then the free diagnostic testing at no cost to consumers. So I think it's a great package.
This is the time the country needs to be completely unified. I actually think we're seeing it. Maybe in ways we didn't imagine that we would see it, but we are seeing it.
We did want to tell you about a new project that we just launched, really in response to all that's happening. Go to facebook.com/the Sekulow community right now. We're going to start really posting content. We've been posting yesterday and then as well as today, but we're going to start kind of regularly getting you new stuff for your feed that will hopefully encourage you, inspire you, and also, but not in a way where we're not talking about what's happening. This isn't going to be something where we're ignoring the news of the day.
No, but there'll be some lighter moments and some uplifting messages and some comedy even. And
you'll see your show. You'll see my show. I have a daily radio show. I'll be posting videos from that. There'll be some fun stuff that you'll find.